Casalelia, and welcome to Team Downpour's presentation of our application, Pweek, the best way to learn the beautiful language of Pohnpeian. Here's the team. We are Team Downpour. I am William Sutton, a senior computer information systems major, and I enjoy media arts and music alongside my coding.
Hello, my name is Kyle Myler, and I'm a computer information systems major with a minor in business information management. I enjoy walking my dog, hanging out with friends, and going to the gym.
I'm Cassidy. I'm a senior computer information science major, and I enjoy participating in game jams.
I'm Nia. I'm a senior majoring in computer science, and I enjoy front-end development and napping.
I am Tatiana. I am a computer engineering major who worked on the quiz portion of our app, and I am currently looking forward to becoming a cyber operations officer in the Air Force. Next, I will be talking about what is the Pweek app. Pweek is a Pohnpeian language learning app that helps its users learn the native language of one of the most remote islands in the world. We took some inspiration from another language app called Duolingo. Our app will teach and quiz users important and common phrases to give them a foundation that'll get them around the island of Pohnpei. So how are we different? We are different because we specifically chose an Android app to better reflect our demographic of users in the Pacific Islands. We also divert from the traditional approach of other language apps because it focuses on one language and specifically an underserved language that is not as popular as something like Spanish or English. We chose this because English is increasingly becoming used in Micronesia, especially by students, and this app will serve a way to keep Pohnpeian language and culture alive. Next, I will pass it off to Nia, who will talk about Pohnpeian in more depth.
So what is Pohnpeian anyways? It is the native language of the island of Pohnpei, an island part of a chain of islands named the Federated States of Micronesia. It has a population of around 36,000 on an island that is approximately 133 square miles. And Pohnpeian is very remote, and this leads to it being seldom traveled to for reasons such as tourism. However, there are many destinations in Pohnpei that might be worth the flight. For instance, there is the eighth wonder of the world, Nam Madol. It is the 900-year-old ancient Pohnpeian capital, and even if tourism isn't your thing, Pohnpei is also a hub for mission trips and scientific research. Passing it over to Cassidy.
Up here, the technologies we've used in the creation of Pweek. We used Firebase to store user data and their progress as they made it through lessons and quizzes within the app. We used Android Studio to create our virtual machines and virtual Android devices, as well as build our APK for release. We use VS Code to write majority of our scripts and code. We also used it for its testing features, including breakpoints. The main framework that Pweek is built in is Flutter. It is a very scalable framework that allows us to build a dynamic app. And we decided to use it because of its ease of use and the amount of Android apps that use Flutter. We did not, however, use Google Sign-In. In early versions of the app, we did toy with using it. However, we decided to not go forward with it as we found we didn't need the Google Play features and that the built-in Firebase authentication was more than enough to serve our purposes. I'll now turn it over to William.
To better demonstrate our app, we will be following Jane and following her experience through our application and her language learning process in our app, Pweek.
Jane has just downloaded Pweek and finds herself on the login screen. She doesn't have an account, so she hits the sign up button. She then inserts her name, creates a password, confirms the password, and then types in her email. now Jane is all set to click the sign up button.
Hello, I am William, and I will do a quick overview of the profile section of this app. Let's say Jane has been using this app for a while and wants to edit her profile. We can go to this profile section down here and this little pencil right here and edit the profile. Let's say she doesn't want the bird anymore and she wants to move over to a whale. We can click that and edit the whale. Let's say she doesn't want her username anymore and she wants some numbers at the end of it. We can add a good old 1, 2, 3, 4 to the end of her username. And let's say her priorities have changed and her About Me doesn't reflect her mission anymore. We can delete all of the previously entered information. And let's say her mission has changed and she wants to connect with Pohnpeian culture. We can change her bio to say, I love Sakao, which is a traditional drink that she learned through Pweek. It is a very important to the Pohnpeian culture, Sakao, so she's using this to reflect her newfound importance in the culture. We can save these now changes with the Submit Changes button, and they're now reflected in her profile. Now let me give it over to Nia to go over how she completed lessons in the first place.
Hi, it's Nia, and I'll go over how to complete a lesson with Pweek. First, we have our lesson screen with a total of 9 lessons. To start a lesson, click on a lesson and hit Learn. Different lessons have different types of slides. For instance, since this lesson teaches vocabulary, we can click on Listen to the pronunciation of phrases or words. To continue on to the next slide, we can click the next button, or we can swipe, or we can skip them all together by clicking Skip All. And after we hit Done, we can see that our lesson now has a check mark.
Hi, my name is Cassidy, and I will be showing what our user Jane can use the Explore screen and the Search screen for. Firstly, the Explore screen allows a user to go beyond just learning about the language of Pohnpeian and learn more about the island of Micronesia, the people there, the food, drink, etc. She's able to navigate to this Explore screen and click on one of these links, which give a brief blurb about what the topics they will cover. For instance, clicking on the local food and drink screen will bring her to a web page that details some of the traditional fruits and crops, staple foods, and other traditional dishes that are made on the island and what they're made of. Returning to the app, she's able to click on another link and learn more. Jane is able to use the search page to read articles written by our developers. So coming to the search bar here, she's able to ask how to get around the island, for instance, and she'll find an article written by one of our developers, in this case, Will. Clicking on it will provide an article, and in this case it details how to get around the island, certain landmarks, and things to see while there. The search page is continuously expanded with more information that is curated for the users of Pweek.
Next, I'll be going over the quiz portion of the app. This part of the app will test your knowledge in 5 different categories: greetings, family, food, objects, and health. Once you have chosen a category, it will bring you to a set number of questions. For example, in the greetings category, you can see at the very top that there are 7 questions. All of these questions right now have not been answered, and they give gray numbers. You can select an answer choice and immediately receive feedback on whether you got the answer correct or not. Once you've selected an answer choice and moved on, the number will turn white. Once you've reached the end of the quiz, you can see a button at the bottom that tells you to check your results. Once you've clicked this button, you will receive your score for the quiz, and then you'll see another button that will ask you to return to menu. Once you've clicked the Return to Menu button, you'll see that you have returned back to all of the categories where you can select your next category. You will not be able to retake these quizzes because this is to test your knowledge on the lessons you've learned in the lessons portion of the app.
From all of us here at Team Downpour, I wanted to thank you for listening to our demonstration. We hope that you, like Jane, can find our app helpful, and I just wanted to thank you for helping us in our goal of keeping this little language alive. So I will thank you and wish you goodbye in Pohnpeian. Kailangan and kasalili main ko.